What's up, YouTube? It has been a while. And I'm a little out of practice, but we're going to do my financial recap for January. And there have been some changes. Good, bad, mostly good. Not spending-wise, but organization-wise. So a few things that have changed. One is I am doing a much better job of separating personal expenses from business expenses. And I don't know if I filled everybody in, Belle. Shush. But I am officially an LLC. So there's Sycamore Ridge Small Farm LLC. That means that now I have to do a much better job of separating personal and business expenses. Now last year, I did not take that very seriously, and I had a real disaster on my hands. I thought in my head, oh, this is gonna be a piece of cake. Everything Orscheln's is business. I know off the top of my head what isn't, and piece of cake. Well, I hired a bookkeeper that actually does their job and did a deep dive into the old finances, and it was not as easy as I thought. Go figure. That's why I'm not a bookkeeper. But we got it all straightened out from last year, and I swore to never let that happen again because it was very challenging for both of us going through that mess. So first month down, it's February 1st, and in January, I did a pretty darn good job of keeping things separated. Now, the nice thing about that is that I can really see how much money I'm pouring into the farm versus my general personal finances, which is a great motivator to actually have the farm make money, because then I see if it could just like support itself, personally, I would be sitting pretty. Let's get into this just a little bit. So, month of January, total spending. This is not business. This is my personal spending, and I'll show you what that means. Total spending, $3,467.30. Now, of that, how much was the business? So I poured in personal investment into the business, $839. So that's a pretty significant chunk of change. Now keep in mind, I don't make a ton of money at my post office job. I've got other gigs and hustles going on that bring in some money, but my main job is part-time at the post office. So I'm not bringing in a ton of money. Total income, everything that I got going on, not the business, is $3,281. Let me go back to what that spending was. $3,467. There's a little bit of a discrepancy there. So that's where the savings comes in to bail my butt out. And I've been doing a pretty good job of saving. I have a couple windfalls that really help me out, right? So I sold the tractor, yada yada. Those things are kind of helping float me along. So aside from the farm, what are my biggest expenses? Obviously, bills and utilities are going to be up there. So that amounted to $732. So what does bills and utilities account for? Internet, payment on my home equity line of credit, payment on my new siding, electricity, prime, another siding payment, and my trash. So I think I've mentioned before, I don't have a water bill because we are on well water. And then my car payment, I lump that into a separate category. This is just how I do mine. It's the easiest way right here on my bank website, and it's just much simpler that way. You can track this however the heck you want, and we'll get into that. So, next one on the docket, auto and transport. So, for me, that's My vehicle payment, that's $468 a month. That's gas, which in January was $233. And I washed a truck for Melissa because I'm a nice person. That was $5. Bouncing back to bills, utilities, you might be wondering, well, what about heat, propane, that sort of thing? I pay all that in a lump sum at the beginning of the season. So fortunately or not, that is already taken care of and I don't have to pay it every month. So that's really nice, but man, it makes for some heartburn at that time of year. Next thing on the list, food and dining. This is always crazy high. A lot of it is because I do go out to eat a lot. I'll do a better job of breaking this down, but as far as like groceries and restaurant, let's see if it'll let me break it down a little more. I got it all lumped in. I'll do a better job of that next month, but let me tell you, there's a lot of restaurants and fast food and not a lot of groceries on this list, as you might expect. Shopping is pretty low. I don't do a ton of shopping, $243. That looks like a lot of Dollar Tree, Vapor Maven, got to get that CBD and my Delta 8 going, and then some shopping at the thrift stores, which I'll get into as well. Home stuff, $228. That is my homeowner's insurance, which is $209, and then just some random little gadgets that I'm buying for the house. Nothing crazy there. Pets is another high one, $137, and that's going to be $137. That's Chewy, that's PetSmart, that's Orscheln's when I go to buy cat food, that sort of thing. Gifts and donations was really high in January. I spent $114. I know I did the Betty White Challenge, so I donated to my local animal rescue. I bought my mom something for her cell phone. I think there's a Christmas present on there. Some different donations that I made. We've had a couple tragedies locally, so I did a couple donations for that. So I think those are important. Then we have business services, and that's just like a lot of my shipping for my side hustle. So we're talking, I don't know why it did that. It stopped recording. Shipping for my side hustle. So stuff I'm selling on Mercari, eBay, that sort of thing. So that's what those are. And then finally, an other for $8.55. What is it? It is my music. That's entertainment. So, income, let's get into this a little bit more. I didn't break it down as much as I will in the future, but as I've said in the past, post office, that's a big chunk of my income. That is roughly $1,400 a month. The rest of this is my rental property. That's about $500 a month. I'm getting paid back for a loan, so that's anywhere between $200, $400, $600, $800 a month. That loan is almost paid off. And then just selling stuff. So I've been selling stuff on Mercari, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and so that's kind of helping float things along too. I also do surveys. I make a little bit of money off of that. Not a ton, but a little bit. And then, what's another one that I do? The surveys are pretty good. Oh, plasma is selling, donating plasma. That's another one that I do. So that's where a lot of that income comes from. Let's look at the business account. It's really not all that exciting, but I'll show it to you anyway. Spending $833. I don't have these categories broke down very well. So right now it still says pets. What that is feed from Orscheln's. I'd like to get to the point where I'm breaking it down a ton, and that's something my bookkeeper is working on as far as like rabbit feed, goat feed, pig feed. All those things broke down so I can see where my return on investment is coming. Right now, we're out of season. We're not seeing a ton of return. I've got home on here. Obviously, that's not really home costs. That is greenhouse mega store. So I bought potting soil and I bought heavy-duty landscape fabric. Auto and transport, I had to pay for repair on my tractor before I sold it. So that's a little late coming in. And then business services, so this is for the bookkeeping and for, I believe, QuickBooks is the other thing on here. Vistaprint, so like business cards, that sort of thing. So hopefully those are things that I'm not going to have to continue to buy, like business cards, stuff for the greenhouse, you know, things like that, that I don't have to continuously invest in, or else that's kind of a problem. So income, $92.98. Obviously that's not counting the transfers from my checking into the business account. So what this is deposits. So these are some sales that I actually made. I sold some crafts on Facebook Marketplace, I believe, and then I had some sales. I sold the Flower Club card. So the Flower Club card is a punch card worth $25. I'm selling them right now for $20, and you can bring it to the flower farm and just use it like a gift card. So you're saving $5 if you buy it from me now, where I could really use the money to, you know, support the business while I'm not rolling in a ton of money. And so it's just a great thing to do. I've sold a few of those so far, so that's very cool. So next month I'll have more because I got to get my website up and going, and so that's going to be some of the expenses. But it's really nice to be able to look back at this and see, wow, the farm is costing me a ton of money. You know, over $300 a month just in feed alone, and then all these little things. It's nice to be able to look at it and see exactly where all that money's going. I talked about in the past when I used to do these, it's really nice accountability, and I need to get back into it. So I'm hoping you guys enjoy these videos and we can get back into looking at this. Some people get real weird about talking about money, and honestly, I've got more people that I know watching the channel now, so it was a little bit uncomfortable when I thought about recording this, but it's just money, folks. I got no problem telling you I'm kind of a broke bitch sometimes, and this is really an accountability thing. I enjoy watching videos like this. Someday, this is going to be a great story where I can look back and say, this is where I started, where I was scraping by, pouring my own money into this business, and now look at me, I'm paying myself. Let's hope it gets there someday. So I think that is really all that I've got right now. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and it kind of gives you an idea of keeping things balanced. I highly recommend getting a bookkeeper if you're getting into this and want to get serious about it. She's definitely holding my hand. I could dive into the business stuff a lot deeper in QuickBooks. I'm kind of letting her do all that right now. Someday I want to learn more about it, and I'm slowly getting there. But for now, this is just looking at it through my bank website, through that lens, categories that I set up, dumbed down for people like me. So I think that's all I got for you guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Later.